there's a really high chance that I'm going to get demonetized in this video by YouTube just for the amount of swear words that I'm about to unleash onto all of you, but I don't give a fuck. Hello everyone, it's me, Erika. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video. Now, it may already be apparent that, I don't know, I wouldn't say nervous, but I'm almost like hesitant to make this video. I wasn't quite sure like where to start and how to put it, and so it might just be all over the place, but it's what I need to do. So welcome to my very first, but definitely not the last, story time. I'm gonna spill so much tea you'll all be drowning. So this story time is going to be about the time that two of my best friends, and not two of my best friends, my two best friends, my only two best friends, backstabbed the fuck out of me and everything that experience brought forth. Our rider just picked up your food. Okay, my food is coming. The whole purpose of this video is not to throw massive shade. Okay, to throw a little bit of shade. It's to throw a little bit of shade because, honey, I am fucking pissed. I am mad about what happened. But mostly, mostly it's to show you that shit happens. A lot of you guys, have been letting me know in my Q&As, my assumptions or whatnot, how you admire my confidence and how you feel like I don't have many insecurities, how I'm just really comfortable with myself. And yes, I am. And I'm so happy that I am, but it took a lot of shitty ass things to happen to me for me to get to that mindset. Like, I wasn't born like this, nobody is. Like, it took some pretty bad and shitty ass experiences for me to become this way. And I just want to show you that I know that girls have problems with other girls, like friends have problems with friends, like all the drama and shit. It's high school, it's life, And I just want to show you that, like, no matter what happens, it's not gonna be the end. Like, it might seem like it, maybe, in the time being, like, oh, my best friend just fucked my boyfriend or something. Like, that's not what happened, but like, if that happens to you is what I'm saying. Like, there is so much more that you can make of yourself than be defined by what some shitty ass people that aren't worth it did to you. So let's go. Let's just get into this story. Okay, I'm not gonna try to victimize myself or anything. I'm just gonna try and say it from my perspective, not the objective truth, because that's different for everyone, but from how it felt for me. And also, I'm not going to be using these girls' real names. Like, that's not what I'm about. I'm not that much of a shady ass bitch. A lot of you may know who they are if you knew me back then, but you know what, we're not bringing attention to the people involved. We're going to bring attention to the lessons that I learned and the whole experience. So ooh, okay. All right, let's just fucking start it. Okay, let's begin. Also, I forgot to mention that in order to decide whether or not I wanted to do this video, what I did was I put it on my story, on my Instagram story, and I was like, do you guys want to see this shit or no? And 96 or 97, 96% said yes. And so I thought I'd go on with it. And I also want to thank those of you who actually specifically DM'd me and let me know how excited you were for this and were continuing to support me. This one's for you. Enjoy. All right, so I guess the story begins when I first met these girls, and that was when I was transferring to a new school. I was going to a British school, British international school, whatever you want to say, and I was a freshman, year 10 in their terms, and yeah, I was coming in nice and new and fresh into the school, and so were the two of them. The three of us, we were all new. We were what, like 15 fucking, I don't know, whatever years old, but somehow we just connected, I guess, from the very beginning, and we sort of became like a little trio of our own. It all started off great and fun. Like, it was with these people that I first started like my whole nightlife thing. We would go to all these parties, we would go out a lot, we would do all this like rebel shit. Like, we all thought we were so cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I pretty much like peer pressured them into a lot of these things in the very beginning. I was like, oh, let's go out, let's go out clubbing, like, it's fine, we're not 18, like, let's go. But I would definitely, be the one to like I drive all that crazy shit forward. My food. My food is here. Okay, this is gonna turn into like a mukbang or something. It wasn't even planned, but I'm starving. So there's some garlic bread, and we have, what the fuck? Oh phew. Okay, this is spaghetti. I thought it was a salad. It looked like a salad. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't order a salad. Okay. Now, where was I? So because, you know, that was a lifestyle that we chose, and because we were doing all this like crazy reckless shit all the time, and we thought we were so fucking cool. Like, I thought I was so fucking cool. Like, damn, like I'm 15 out here drinking, partying all the time. Like, whoa, you know? I mean, what's new? But I'm just saying, like, at the time, I felt like, damn, like, this is the life. And in a way it was, because experience is damn. Okay, off track. Basically. So because of that, and because of those choices, and because of all of our activities, you know, we were, I would say, like, pretty well known within the school, also like within the Beijing international school community. Like, not gonna say liked, maybe disliked, I don't know, but known as a fact. Yeah, so we did get around, like, in the whole social scene. And that's how it all started. Okay, now I'm thinking I want to somehow differentiate these two girls, because even though the outcome was the same, I know their intentions and their thought track and everything was completely different. I don't want to like clump them together, because they're not the same. These two people are very different in reality, at least from what I know, at least back then. So we're gonna call one girl Ella, and we're gonna call another girl Linda. So Ella and Linda are these two girls, okay? So we're really good friends, like everything's going fine. And then, you know, and then shit gets kind of rough between me and this girl, Ella, okay? Just to give you a little bit of a backstory, right? So prior to moving to the school that we were all in, this girl, even when I first met her, you know, this girl she was kind of quiet. She was kind of like an introvert. She was more like, she kept to herself, you know. I didn't really know if we were gonna get along that much, but like she was a kind that like when she's, you know, shy on the streets, but like definitely really like raunchy on in the sheets and at all these parties we went to. And so she was like that kind of person, like not just like, she would surprise you with the way she would behave and some things she would say, like but I guess like in the beginning that is what I liked about her. And then it came to bite me in the fucking ass. So me and this girl would have little fallouts on little things, or at least it started off with little things that I really should have taken as red flags, but I guess I didn't. So it would be things like, we planned to go home together or something, but she decided to stay at this party and like hook up with this guy instead of like coming home with me as planned, which I mean, like, that's fine, like do what you want and everything, but like the way it was carried out was just not the way a real friend would behave. Then there would be things where like I would hear that she like talked shit about me to this guy I was talking to, because in those days, you know, I was single back then, and I would just be like, like it started to get like a little bit on and off. Like we would have a little fight, and then we would make up like, what's the word? Oh, the word is coincidentally. We would make up coincidentally right before the weekend, because that's when we would all go out together. So it was just kind of like a really like on and off sort of relationship. It was getting to the point where I thought it was all like rather toxic, you know, like but I didn't get out of it, because like, especially in that time, in that school, in that point in my life, there weren't very many other people I could turn to. There weren't many other people who were into the lifestyle that I was into. Not many people who were willing to go out and party and like do all that shit. And that's what I like. That's what I still like. Like, that's just how I am. And so honestly, I didn't have much options. Like, I honestly feel like I stayed with these people because I had no other place to go, and perhaps for them as well. Like, there's nowhere else to go, so we might as well just stay together. But soon after that, like, it all just started to tumble apart. Now, meanwhile, me and Ella, did I say Elsa or Ella? I think it was Ella. So meanwhile, me and Ella were having these like little conundrums, like little stops in our relationship. Me and Linda were going pretty good. I would basically like pour my heart out to Linda and tell her how Ella is hurting my feelings, and how like, I don't know if I want to continue this friendship. And she was really understanding, she was really helpful, like she would agree with me or like give me advice. Like in the beginning, it seemed like just me and Linda are fine. Like, you know, it can be the two of us. Like, if this girl wants to do other things, like, she can kind of go away. Like, bye, bitch, bye. Oh God, the good naive times. So, you know, like, many little things happened in between. It was really like, I can't even tell you right now. Like, it's gonna be like a literal fucking 2-hour interview with me if I tell you the whole thing. But I just want to say that there was definitely a time where I genuinely thought Linda was like a really good friend of mine, and I really did like trust her, and I really did appreciate her, and I really thought she was like that best friend of mine that would always stay that way. Like, I genuinely felt that way. I never really felt that way with Ella, but with Linda I thought that was it, but it was not. Oh, goddamn, talking about this is getting me all like worked up already. It's getting me kind of like triggered right now. 1 second. And genuinely, like, to this day, I don't really know like what exactly caused that. Like, I personally, like, in all honesty, I don't think it was something that I did. Like, I don't believe that I was like the catalyst of those events unfolding in the way they did. But if I was, then I mean, nobody told me. Like, it wasn't like something that they confronted me about. It was something that they decided to just keep to themselves and keep as like motivation to basically back the fuck, what? No, to backstab the fuck out of me is what I meant. Oh my, oh gosh. Oh. Okay, so then knowing that I was like literally being ratted out the entire time, I guess it just made me more wary of what I was sharing. Like, I became slightly more closed off with this Linda girl, and I guess she sensed that, and she would like ask me like, am I mad? Like, what's wrong? And I don't know, like, I didn't really know how to handle my negative emotions at that time. Like, I just kind of kept it shut. Like, right now I would easily confront the fuck out of any bitch that decides to do that to me, but at that time, like, I just kind of kept to myself, and I guess she took that as me being mad at her, and then she took that, like, I'm assuming, you know, I'm just assuming what her motivations were. But I thought that because she thought that I was mad at her, it was just more of an incentive to talk shit about me, and it was just like a vicious fucking like cycle, you know? Like, it was just getting really bad. And then when I thought that the shit couldn't get worse, it did. So basically, God, I'm honestly struggling to remember this, but it ends up, let's just talk about what it ends up as. Like, it ends up as these two girls, like Ella and Linda, kind of becoming best friends again and sort of leaving me out. Now, in the very beginning, it wasn't too bad. Like, in the very beginning, I was willing to forgive Ella. Like, I like let her know, I was like, I'm sorry that we had these fallouts. Like, I'm sorry that was our past. Like, let's move on. By the way, this is happening over the course of like 2 years. I'm just really just like scrunching it up out here, you know? But yeah, so I apologized and she forgave me, and we were all good for 2 fucking weeks. Like, we would go out again together. It felt like things were back to normal, and this happened, this lasted for 2 weeks basically. And then, god fucking damn. So after these 2 weeks or what, like, I could just sense that things were back to being shit. Like, I could just tell that they were lying to my face about certain things here and there. Just like, I could just tell that they weren't really being like my friends. I could tell that they were not being genuine, and it was just, I don't really know. Like, I don't remember what I was thinking. Like, it was literally like a whirlpool of emotions, and I was so desperate to keep these friends because I thought they were like my best friends. Like, we went through so much, like, so much together. Like, shit did happen. Like, our experiences, like all of our like little party stories, like, I felt like that bonded us, and I felt like that created like a real friendship between us. But it was as superficial as a friendship gets, it turns out. Because what basically happens, and I feel like this is gonna sound as if I'm victimizing myself, and I'm really not trying to, but it really felt like they sort of like ganged up on me. It just felt like it was like me against them, and I didn't really understand why, I guess. Like, I just remember feeling like really hurt and really like what's going on. Like, I didn't feel like I did anything wrong, and I don't know like what it was, you know? So then shit gets fucking worse. Okay, also at that time, we were quite good friends with a bunch of like older guys. Like, they were like seniors, we were sophomores at the time. Like, wow, we felt so fucking cool. We're like, damn, like all these senior friends of ours, wow, like my god. But anyway, like, it ended up with those guys like telling me that these girls were like telling them all the shit about me. Like we were all like hanging out together like as a big ass group, and they would like let me know that they heard Ella say this and they heard Linda say this, and it was just like a bunch of shit, you know. It was just like me hearing from every possible direction that these bitches were talking shit about me. The things they were saying though, they were quite easily like discredited. It would just be like a bunch of like rumors, a bunch of like, oh, like she did this, like she, but it was very like, I don't know, it wasn't anything solid. It was just like clearly like an attempt to make me look bad. And not gonna lie, like I did do some bad things back then, like some things I wish I didn't do. Like I treated certain people the way I shouldn't have. Like I know that there was like a certain truth behind things that they said, but as my best friends, or so I thought they were, I just didn't feel that it was right. So at this point I began making some new friends. I began befriending some other girls from like other schools, like different grade levels. It was like it was just a time where I was like, I need new friends, like this is it, this is enough. And I actually managed to do that. I made a new best friend, and she moved away from Beijing the same year that I did. She's now in America. Her name is Lucy. This is her real name. Her name is Lucy. I fucking love Lucy. Like if it wasn't for her, I don't know what I would do. Like she was a real one. She still is. Like we haven't been talking that much lately, but like if you ever watch this, Lucy, like I just want to let you know, like thank you for being there for me. And if it wasn't for you, like I don't really know what to, oh god, I don't know, but she was there for me, and that's when I felt like it's fine, the worst is over, it's good. And then like at this point, me and Linda and Ella, we were all like kind of leading separate lives. Like, oh, I forgot to mention that both of these girls, wait, no, what, no, only Linda moved schools. Ella was still there to what I remember. Yeah, so a year later, Linda moves to a different school. So at this point, we were all leading our own lives, and I thought it was over. And then a fucking, god, how do I say it? Like, okay. So Ella makes a meme about me. Yes, she makes a meme about me. This came kind of as a shock because I didn't really realize like we were still in each other's minds. Like I felt like we've all kind of moved on. Like obviously I still saw her out, and I still saw her in school and all that stuff, because you just can't really escape people in Beijing. There's just like such a limited amount of places that one can go. Like there's this one bar that everybody went to called Smugglers. Then there was like 3 clubs that people went to like on a nightly basis. So it was just like, it was just a very like, there was nowhere to go. Like, so I did see her, but it was really like there was no interaction. I felt like we were over it, but she makes this fucking meme about me, and she posted on her private Instagram. Now, because we were no longer in contact or anything, I was not following her private Instagram. I didn't really find out straight away. And then, oh, suddenly like all these people started to like DM me, like all these people that, I don't know if they were on my side or not, or if they just wanted to like stir some shit up. Like they started to like DM me her meme. And I was like, wow, like that. I remember that night, like I fucking cried for 2 hours straight. Not because of the meme, but because I was so hurt that had happened. Because I basically threw no shade. Like I'm surprised I didn't, because I was a petty ass bitch. I still am. But I just kind of thought I was over it. Like I was making new friends. I was back to like my normal life, just with different people, and I felt like I was fucking thriving, like it was all good. And then that happens, and I was just like, damn. And actually I was actually able to get hold of this meme because a girl, I'm not gonna say who, but a girl helped me when I announced that I was making this video. She helped me. She went back to her page, and it's still there, and she gave it over to me, and here it is. It was basically a meme going like, is she thick, or does she have lumbar lordosis, which if you don't know is like a spinal cord, what's the word, like disability? I don't know. It's basically when it's like bent, and basically just like targeting the fact that apparently I was like arching my back when I was like taking Instagram pictures. But let me just tell you, I was never hiding that. Like tell me who doesn't do that. I would very openly admit to people as well, like, oh, when I take pictures, like especially in bikinis, like you do this, you do this, you do this. Like it's fucking Instagram. Like I don't lie about that shit. But I guess people found it entertaining, and there were quite a lot of likes on that picture and quite a lot of comments, and it was just like, it was like the tea of that month or something. Like people thought it was so fucking hilarious. And of course, like, oh god, being the 15-year-olds we were, like I guess not many friendships were genuine. It was all kind of on the surface. And like, wow, like if something like that happens to a person that everybody knows, like that's kind of like, wow, that's so fucking funny, like let's make fun of that person. So that caused me to actually lose like some friends that I've made, like some new friends, and that kind of caused everything to like come back to square one. And I didn't even message her this time. I just didn't really have any hope. I was just like, you know what, like fuck it, it's fine. Then a couple weeks later, another thing happens. In this picture, like the girl's face is in it, so I'm gonna crop it so you don't see her. I don't need that on my channel. So there's another picture. So that bar that I told you everybody goes to, Smugglers. So these girls decided to write some things on a wall, and so on the wall for everybody to see, because everybody went to this bar and took a picture of it and posted it again, because it was just so fucking funny. You know, it was so funny to hurt your ex-best friend's feelings. And here it is. Here's that picture. So at this point I was like, damn, like that, oh god, oh. And I was not as tough or as confident back then. Like I was genuinely like, it was more like fake it till you make it at that time. I was 15 years old. Like what do you fucking expect? Like I was so upset. Like it was just not a good situation, you know. I just felt like it really wasn't fair, and I still feel that way. And I didn't retaliate or anything. I just didn't like know what to do, honestly. Oh my. And of course, like people would send it to me. Like so many people thought it was funny. Like some other girls that I might have like wronged slightly, like by accident, or just like by stepping on their toes, like with a boy or something like that, like they just thought it was fucking hilarious, you know. It was just like all over the place. Like the whole like Beijing has seen that meme. It was just like, it was like the worst punch in the fucking face for me. Like I was like, fuck's sake, these petty ass bitches. Like my god. Okay, at that time I was hurt, and now it's pure anger. Like just thinking about it, I haven't mentioned that whole situation in a long ass time, as I said, and just thinking about it, it makes me so fucking mad. I cannot believe that a human being would do that to another human being. Like to stoop that low. I was like, wow, this is so not how it should be. And then this was around the time where I started talking to my now boyfriend, but at that time we were just kind of like a thing. We would be texting, like, you know, he was aware of the situation. And it didn't do well for me that whole thing kind of happened like while we were beginning to talk, and also because I wasn't comfortable with him yet. Like we were just, you know, like flirting, like like that kind of stuff. And so he saw that. Like that was just something that, my gosh. But it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. So quite quickly, my like relationship with my current boyfriend was kind of getting somewhere. Like we were talking more and more often. We would be hanging out. Like people would see it, of course, and I guess that was just another invitation for them to fuck with me. Like, look at her, she's fucking happy. Like, no, let's change that. So basically what happened was my boyfriend went on like a guy's night out with some of his guy friends. They went to this other bar. Like I wasn't there that night. I was having a little sleepover with Lucy at that time, and she was there for me, by the way. Like through this whole thing, she was there for me. Like it's people like her that I strive for now, that I strive to become, that I strive to befriend. So these guys, including my boyfriend, were out, and this girl Ella thinks it would be funny to like show up and tell him to not be with me, basically. So she shows up, you know, her fucking flat ass shows up, and she's like, hey, like, why are you with Erika? Like she's this, she's that, like blah 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 blah. She says all this shit about me to him. Of course, because we were so early in our relationship, like I don't doubt that it caused him to like be a little more hesitant. And along with that, she also took a picture of him, like a little video, clearly like focusing on his face. She posted that on her private as well, and people sent it to me once again, and I was like, damn, like this bitch, like this fucking abomination of a human being, she really just did that. And then after that, like there was actually like a good week or so where this guy wasn't talking to me, like where my boyfriend wasn't talking to me. I'm not gonna like name his name, even though all of you know his name. Like I just don't feel like naming names right now. So he just wasn't talking to me. I was like, damn, like what happened? And eventually he tells me, and I was like, wow, like wow. So I sent this girl a text. I sent Ella a text, and unfortunately I don't have a screenshot of it because I I changed phones and I didn't save that shit, obviously. Actually, I think I blocked her as well, so there's that. But I sent her this text and I honestly, I don't know how, but I wasn't even being a bitch. Well, what I said was, hey, like, I don't really know why this is still an issue. I just kind of wish we could get on with our own lives and carry on. And I'm not lying when I said I thought I was being really respectful of her. And she leaves me on red. Okay, like, that's fine, don't reply, that's your choice. But the shit doesn't stop. Like, man, honestly, let's just end it at that. I don't even feel like talking about it anymore. Oh, one more thing. So at this point, like, I don't know what happened to Linda during this time. Like, she just wasn't really in the picture for a while. Like, she was still like urging on the post. Like, she was still like, yay, like, fuck Erika, like, damn, like, this bitch, like. But I never really heard a legitimate reason as to why. I just never heard it. But like, she would, my other friends, like, they would tell them not to be friends with me. Like, some guys I was talking to before my boyfriend, they would tell them like I'm this stupid ass bitch, and they would tell them like don't talk to her. It was just really fun and fucking fresh and so exciting and all that good stuff. So then this is like a couple months later. Basically, me and this guy start dating now. Me and Lucy are good as ever. Ella just did a fucking pierce. Like, thank God. Like, goddamn, the Witch of the West is gone. Like, she was just like, I think at this point she realized that nobody was really giving a fuck anymore, because like my whole issue was old news. There were new topics around. Like, people just didn't really care as much. And also because at this point I generally started not giving a fuck. Like, I was so hurt and like so fucking broken that I was like, I'm not gonna feel this anymore. So that's really how it all started, how I started being able to not give a fuck. And so there's this one night out, and I'm out with my boyfriend, I'm out with Lucy, I'm out with some more people. We're just having a good time. We show up to this club, and Linda is there. And Linda is drunk. And Linda's like, can we talk? And I'm like, okay, Linda, let's talk. And she's drunk, like, she's clearly drunk, but she just starts saying like, I'm so sorry, like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that, like, I'm not even friends with Ella anymore, like, yeah. So I take it genuinely, you know. I did still want to believe in the best with this one girl, just because I really did love her, like, as a friend. Like, she was a good friend to me at a point in time. And yeah, I forgave her and it was all good. And then the next day, haha, fun fact, Ella posts another picture in her private of drunk Linda, I guess from later that night, because I left soon after. Like, we didn't stay with her or anything, like, we just had a little talk and we left. And Ella posts a picture on her private again of Linda, and she goes like, wow, like, she survived, she was kidnapped by Erika last night, but she survived. I was like, at this point I was like, fuck you, you fucking stupid ass cunt. Like, I was done. I blocked her on all my social medias. I was done with her. Like, that girl is dead to me. And I have never, I'm telling you now, I have never ever like been this angry at someone. Like, I have never been this fucking like vengeful. Like, I wanted to see blood. Like, I was fucking like, my God, I am getting so heated just talking about this. I was fucking mad, okay? Like, I was angry, but I didn't act in it. I guess at this point, also, this was like what? This was like April, May, I would say, and I was gonna move anyway to Hong Kong. I'm gonna get into a little bit about that in a second, but I just didn't give a fuck. So I blocked her, and just like that, she was gone. Like, she was just like nowhere really to be found anymore. After I moved, since then, I haven't thought about her until like this story time. I don't fucking know what she's doing. I hope she's somewhere in a fucking ditch. Okay, no. We're moving on. We're getting closure. You know what? I guess I'm just gonna end this story time here. Like, me and Linda aren't friends either. Like, I don't hate her as much. Like, I don't have that much anger towards her, to be honest, but I am never gonna speak to her again. No one from that, like, no one that was involved there, no one that took part in that. Like, I don't want to speak to any of those bitches ever again. I don't want to fucking see them in my life. And fun fact, some of these people, not Ella or Linda, but some of these people that were involved in this, you know, that were like urging them on, like urging those posts on, that were like, oh yeah, like, fuck Erika, let's jump on the trend train, like, wow, like, the bitch is dead, like, fuck's sake, like, we overthrew her, like, wow. Some of those people, you know, all girls, of course, all girls. Now, you know, now they're out here DMing me, telling me how much they love my YouTube channel. Well, watch this fucking video on my YouTube channel and tell me if you still like it, bitch. Like, they're like, oh, you're living the life. Like, wow, like, Hong Kong looks so fun. Like, your YouTube is great. I'm like, okay, Sayonara, motherfucker. Like, do not speak to me. God, I didn't even eat my food. Like, I was gonna eat it while talking, but I was just too like heated up in the moment. Like, I'm not even hungry anymore. God damn, I need some water though. Okay. So now I want to talk a little bit about Hong Kong, because I know there's quite a few people, well, not the Beijing people, the Hong Kong people, who think that I moved because something bad happened. And like, I see how it looks that way, but when I made the decision to move, it was actually during the time that we were having like a little break from the war, like when I was getting really good with Lucy, before I met my boyfriend. It was just like a neutral time for me. But the reason why I wanted to move is because Beijing is just not like a happy place to be. Like, the skies are gray, the people are boring, you run out of things to do so quickly. It wasn't enough excitement for me, I'm not gonna lie. And Hong Kong is just like, it's full of life. I fucking love Hong Kong. Like, this is my home. This is my home. Fuck Beijing, this is my home. So that's why I wanted to move. It just kind of happened to line up with the whole climax of the story, like all those memes and everything, but I did decide to move before that. Now I want to talk a little bit about the resolutions and the takeaways. So resolutions, let's start with that, because there were none. Of course, these wheezy ass fucking bitches, they never really apologized to me, because I'm not asking for much. I'm not asking to bake me a fucking cake or to get me baked for free. I'm not asking for a grand ass gesture, but it would just be nice that there is like a human part of you, like, that wants to apologize and wants to and feels bad for what you did, because I just don't want to believe that girls like that exist, because that was damn. But yeah, no apologies, no nothing. I guess we were just gonna leave it at that. This is my form of closure instead. Now a little bit about my takeaways. Damn, if you wonder why I'm this fucking driven and confident, I would say, and why I don't give a single fuck, it's because after that experience I realized people are gonna do what they want to do. They're gonna say all the shit they want to say, even if you didn't do anything. And I spent so much of my time just worrying about that and being upset by that and being so hurt that these people did this to me, when I could have just been enjoying my life and blocking them sooner, and not spending more of my time like trying to forgive them or listen to their fucking phony ass apologies. But I didn't do that. So then when I moved to Hong Kong, it was like a whole new like mindset. I felt like this is gonna sound a little spiritual, but I felt like a whole fucking different person. If I got through that much of a shitstorm of a drama as a little sophomore in high school, like, I got this. I fucking got this. And my gosh, like, I suddenly grew like so confident. I don't know why exactly. I just thought it was because, you know what, like, fuck you all, like, you're gonna treat me like that, like, I'll show you what you're missing out on. It was partially that, but also I just thought, like, fuck you. Like, I just had this like one thought in my head. It was just like, fuck you. Like, I'm gonna be my own person. I don't need any of these friends to define me. I don't need to let myself be brought down by shit like that. I just thought, fuck Beijing, fuck all of you. Like, that's what I thought. Like, I don't feel that way anymore, of course, but that's what I thought at the moment. It really helped me see that I'm so much more than what some people made me feel at the time, or how I felt at the time, or whatever. It made me realize that me and all of you, you're so much more than any petty ass drama that happened to you. Like, I know that girls out there like just struggle with friendships and all of this like drama. Like, I just know it's inevitable, and I just want you to know, like, if you're ever going through something like that, like, I just want you to know, I just want you to know, I want you to fucking know that it's not the end. It might feel like it, because I thought that was a fucking end. I was like, wow, like, damn, bye. But it's not the end. Like, shit gets so much better, and it just depends on how you deal with it and how you choose to process that information. I chose to process it in a way that made me want to become a much better person and a much more confident and stronger person. And I wanted to be like, wow, like, look what you're missing out on. That was my motivation to start with. And that might be a little petty because it still concerned them, but it eventually led to the person I am today and the life I have today. And I would not give that up for fucking anything. Like, I just want you to know that no matter what happens, no matter what drama you go through, girls or boys or anywhere in between, like, there is something so much better for you. And you don't need to define yourself by a little bitch ass hoe in the road, you know? Shit happens. I know mine is just like petty ass high school drama. Some people have real problems. I get that, you know, but that was something that I struggled with. Like, having people I cared for backstab me, like, that was something I was upset by. Everybody has their shit, that's what I'm trying to say. Don't make assumptions, don't be a dick. try to be compassionate, and do not be like Ella. I'm gonna leave you on that. You know, I'm gonna leave you on that. I don't really know how I feel about this video. It's definitely coming out because this is something I want you guys to see. I just don't know how I feel about talking about all of that. Like, damn, now I have to like calm the fuck down again. If anyone's going through what I was going through or anything similar or comparable, I just hope you see this and I hope you feel better, because that is not the fucking end. Bitches be bitches, but you be yourself. Remember that, okay? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.